I was just looking in the news recently. There was someone in Georgetown it was hit by a hit and run and killed, and that's really unfortunate because you see a lot of bicycle accidents in the news, just all the time, especially during high bicycle season. And I think that's prompted JC and our marketing team to try to put something special together, right?
Right. One of the gentlemen who works for us, our accountant for the firm, is very active in the cycling community. He actually lives in Georgetown. He'll sometimes ride to our Pflugerville office. He rides his bike extensively, and we're working with him to put together a really good bicycle safety video. Here's what you do to keep yourself safe, and then we're going to take it to the next step, and we're going to talk about if this happens, these are what your legal rights are. If this happens, these are what your legal rights are. How a law firm can help if, God forbid, you do have some kind of an accident. That we're hoping will be a really good resource for the cycling community. If you've got some legal questions that you'd like to know, please contact us and let us know. I know one of the questions that was brought up is, what happens if you're riding your bicycle and somebody's dog comes and causes you to take a tumble? We're going to address that particular issue. Or if somebody's child, throws a ball at you and you tip your bike over, or of course, the more common ones, if you get hit by a car or a bus or something along those lines, we'll address that and talk about what we can do to help, but more importantly, how to prevent those sorts of things from happening. We love helping injured people, but we'd love it even more if we didn't have any injured people to help. We'll do our part to help prevent accidents and keep the community safer. And if there's any issues that you think that our attention could be directed to help reduce those kinds of accidents, please let us know. Preventable accidents, we want to prevent them if it's possible.
Yeah, it's one of those things about information. The information is not only for the adult cyclist, but also think about that information at the angle of, you have teenagers, you have children, or things like that, and they may not be aware of what things you should do. This little video will inform you on what you should tell your kids. Be like, hey, this is what you should be doing, this is what you should be avoiding. Obviously cross at designated areas, things like that. As adults, you've lived a little bit of life. You have a little bit more common sense than, say, a 12-year-old or a 14-year-old. That's where the value of this video comes, because you can really have, now as a parent, say, hey, I know you don't want to think about this, you're riding your Huffy or whatever it is that you're doing, but please be aware of these steps that you can take to kind of be preventatory. And it's a great resource because it works on both sides. But like he says, you want to prevent injuries, be it as adult cyclists or when you're dealing with your children, your high school age kids.
Right. I mean, bicycling, a lot of people really enjoy it, and we want them to have as best a time as they can on the roads and not be injured. And if they are injured, to know what their rights are and what the recourse is and who can be held responsible for those sorts of injuries.